Hello everyone, James is here. Welcome again to Easy English Talks podcast.
Hi everyone, I'm Emma, and today we have a very useful topic. We will talk about how to pass the IELTS speaking test.
Yes, many English learners feel nervous about this test, but don't worry. Today we will give you simple tips that really work.
Exactly, and we will explain everything in easy English with examples so you can understand and use these tips right away.
So Emma, let's start with a basic question. What is the IELTS speaking test?
Good question. The IELTS speaking test is a face-to-face conversation with an examiner. It usually lasts around 11 to 14 minutes.
That's not very long, right?
Yes, but it can feel long if you're nervous. The test has 3 parts: introduction questions, a long talk, and a discussion.
Okay, now let's jump into our first tip.
Tip number 1, speak clearly, not quickly.
Oh, this is very important. Many students think fast speaking means good English.
But that's not true. If you speak too fast, you may make mistakes or become difficult to understand.
Right. It's better to speak at a natural speed. For example, I enjoy reading books in my free time. Not too fast, not too slow.
Exactly. Clarity is more important than speed.
Tip number 2, give longer answers.
Yes, don't just say yes or no. The examiner wants to hear more.
For example, if the examiner asks, "Do you like coffee?"
Don't just say yes. You can say, yes, I like coffee because it helps me feel more awake in the morning.
See, that's a full answer. You give a reason.
And you can even add an example, like, I usually drink 1 cup before going to work.
That's perfect.
Tip number 3, use simple grammar correctly.
This is very important for English learners. You don't need difficult grammar.
Yes, don't try to sound like a professor. Just use correct, simple sentences.
For example, instead of trying something complex, you can say, "I went to the park yesterday with my friends."
Simple and correct is always better than complex and wrong.
Tip number 4, practice common topics.
Yes, IELTS speaking often uses common topics like hobbies, family, work, travel, and food.
So you should prepare answers for these topics.
For example, practice questions like, what do you do in your free time? Tell me about your hometown.
And try to answer them out loud, not just in your head.
Yes, speaking practice is very important.
Tip number 5, don't be afraid of mistakes.
This is a big one. Many students stop speaking because they are afraid.
But stopping is worse than making a small mistake.
Exactly. The examiner understands that you are learning English.
If you make a mistake, just continue speaking.
For example, if you say, I go to school yesterday, you can correct yourself. Sorry, I went to school yesterday.
That's actually a good thing. It shows you can fix your mistakes.
Tip number 6, use linking words.
Ah, yes, linking words help your speech sound natural.
Words like and, but, because, so, and also.
For example, I like traveling because I can learn about new cultures.
Or, I wanted to go out, but it was raining.
These words connect your ideas.
Tip number 7, listen carefully to the question.
This sounds simple, but many people make mistakes here.
Yes, sometimes students answer a different question.
For example, the examiner asks, "Do you prefer reading books or watching movies?"
And the student talks only about movies without comparing.
So, always listen carefully and answer exactly what is asked.
Tip number 8, use examples in your answers.
Examples make your answers stronger and clearer.
For example, I enjoy sports. For example, I play football every weekend with my friends.
That sounds much better than just "I enjoy sports."
Tip number 9, practice speaking every day.
Even 10 minutes a day can help a lot.
You can talk to yourself, record your voice, or practice with a friend.
Talking to yourself might feel funny.
Yes, but it works. Just don't do it too loudly in public. People might think you're talking to invisible friends.
Good advice.
Tip number 10, stay calm and confident.
Confidence is key. Even if your English is not perfect, speak with confidence.
Smile, relax, and think of it as a normal conversation.
The examiner is not your enemy.
Yes, they are just doing their job.
Let's talk a bit about part 2, the long talk.
In part 2, you get a topic and 1 minute to prepare.
Then you speak for 1 to 2 minutes.
A good tip is to use that 1 minute to make quick notes.
Write keywords, not full sentences.
For example, place, beach, people, friends, feeling, happy.
Then use these notes to guide your talk.
And keep talking even if you feel unsure.
Yes, don't stop early. Try to use the full time.
Now let's talk about pronunciation.
Good pronunciation helps the examiner understand you.
You don't need a perfect accent.
Yes, you don't need to sound British or American.
Just speak clearly and pronounce words correctly.
You can practice by listening to English podcasts or videos.
And repeat what you hear.
This is called shadowing.
Sounds like a ninja skill.
Yes, English ninja training.
Tip number 11, expand your vocabulary.
Learn new words, but use them naturally. Don't try to use difficult words if you don't understand them well.
For example, instead of good, you can say interesting or enjoyable.
Small improvements can make a big difference.
Tip number 12, ask for clarification if needed.
Yes, if you don't understand the question, it's okay to ask.
You can say, could you please repeat the question? Or could you explain that again?
That's much better than giving a wrong answer.
Absolutely.
Before we finish, let's do a quick example.
Great idea.
Question: what do you like to do in your free time?
Example answer, in my free time, I enjoy watching movies and reading books. I like movies because they help me relax after a long day. For example, last weekend, I watched a comedy film with my family, and it was really fun.
That's a perfect answer. Clear, natural, and detailed.
And not too complicated.
Exactly.
So, remember, practice regularly, stay calm, and be yourself.
You don't need perfect English. You need clear and confident communication.
And a little bit of humor doesn't hurt.
Yes, but don't tell too many jokes in the test.
Unless the examiner laughs.
That's true.
All right, everyone, we hope these tips help you succeed in your IELTS speaking test.
Keep practicing, and you will improve step by step.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and share the video with your friends. Bye, and see you next time. Bye-bye.